primarily, Poland went through the transformation from a centrally planned economy to a free market economy by encouraging foreign direct investment into Poland. And at the time, our criteria was to create jobs, because people were unemployed, and that's the worst thing that can happen for the economy, to have people out of work. But once we had sufficient employment and reduced our unemployment to record low levels, we actually changed our strategy and policy to encourage foreign direct investment, not in creating jobs, but in creating good quality jobs. That's a very, very big change for us. We created the whole of Poland as a special economic zone, and that to enter that economic zone, an investor had to work in the future-proof high technology sector, had to work together with our universities, and had to employ highly educated staff, and had to promote its research and development in Poland, so that the benefits of that stayed in Poland, and we were not treated as a cheap workforce, because it's very easy to be treated as a cheap workforce for developed countries. So that was our priority, to create good quality jobs, not just jobs, but good quality jobs. I think the most important thing is to make sure the economy is efficient. Now, one of the worst things for economies is corruption in the grey economy. And this is something which we addressed in Poland. We had the four arms of government. So we had the legislature and the executive working well. But we also had to have the media, because media, basically it's the media that shouts when something is corrupt, when there's a grey economy growing. And that was very important, to have the media independent of the government. That's the first one. And also judiciary, because judiciary in Poland, similar here in Macedonia, is subject to corruption. And so one of the ways we avoided that corruption in judiciary is by nominating judges by chance to various cases, so that the sides of the dispute did not know which judge would be sitting to judge the case. So it was very difficult for them to try to corrupt the judge to give a favourable results, and I think that also went a long way forward. But also we clamped down on the grey economy, mostly by the digitalisation, but also moving payments from cash payments to electronic payments. People don't realise what a large cost to the economy cash payments make. It's about 2% of GDP. It's unbelievable. But everybody thinks cash is for free because we don't pay commissions. So that was very important. So we encouraged the global card payment systems to develop the acceptance in Poland. We changed the law that every shop had to, by law, also accept card payments. And we implemented fiscal registers, which, like you have here, which online, basically every transaction is sent to a central database. We also went a bit further. We started implementing artificial intelligence to see, are the shops are they selling more than they're buying, so that we could do this investigating. But we're also looking at social media, where we had restaurants, especially in tourist areas, where they had very few transactions. But when we looked at social media, a lot of customers were giving a very positive opinion. So it was odds that there were more customers than fiscal receipts. So very important also that everybody knew that they could be controlled. You don't have to control everybody. You don't have to have a big brother state. It's just as important, if not more important, to just make sure that everybody is aware that you can control them. So it's not worth playing games. And that created a situation for us in Poland that because we clamped down on especially the VAT problem, that we had a lot of companies which were avoiding paying VAT, or we had VAT fraud. Created sufficient tax income, which didn't create a need for increasing taxes in Poland, but we had a significant amount of money which we could use to invest in society. And it's also very important, as the countries increase their GDP, to make sure that is spread across the whole of society. And we don't have that the middle class and upper middle class earning more and more, and the poor earning less and less, because that leads to a revolution. So it's very important that there's a fair transfer of wealth from the rich to the poor. And we could do that through the tax. We didn't have to increase tax significantly on the rich to finance the poor. I think, again, there's two types of government, as I'm concerned. There's the type of government you have in Germany where the economy is strong, the companies are very strong. So basically, politicians follow what the economy is telling them to do, so what the company is doing. And the other type of government is like you have in Korea, South Korea, where you have the chaebollers. South Korea was one of the poorest countries 30, 40 years ago. Now it's one of the richest, and the way it managed that journey is by creating chaebollers, which are basically companies, family companies, which pull the economy in a certain direction. Now that's what we try to do in Poland, because again, we, as a bankrupt country 30 odd years ago, we had very poor companies which couldn't lead the economy forward. So we were financing and creating the state-owned companies which would pull certain sectors of the economy forward, and that could be steered by the government. So we could actually steer that. We didn't want to go just into automotive, or we didn't want to go just into agriculture, or just into tourism. We could actually have a good blend, so that if there is a global crisis, we wouldn't have a domestic crisis. And because we had these sectors which were centralized around these very strong state-owned companies, we could actually then develop research and development in Poland, and we then moved the level of our GDP up, so we weren't a service supplier to other richer companies, other countries, but we could in Poland actually develop research and development, so we could then be at the forefront of the future economy, which is high tech.